What's up? How have you guys been doing? I'm so happy to be sitting here making a video right now. You have no idea. I don't think I've ever felt like this before. I don't think I've ever felt so at peace in front of the camera. I feel like I can talk to you guys. I feel like there's no judgment right now. This is the best that I've ever felt in my whole entire life. Wow. So anyways, hi, how are you? If you're new here and never been here before, nice to meet you. My name's Taylor. I've been on a very long journey and I've been fortunate enough to be able to share my life for the past 6 years, and a lot of my subscribers have seen me go through the ringer with a lot of things and change in different ways, and you know, have a lot of growth within my YouTube career. In the past year, I noticed that there was something kind of not right with how I felt. You know, I never thought anxiety was a disorder. I thought that, you know, once you're an adult, like that's just what it is. You get anxiety, you get stress, it's because you're living the adult life, you know. Welcome to adulthood. I can't even talk. Welcome to adulthood, baby. That's what it's like. To the degree of what I felt it became aware to me that it wasn't just regular old anxiety problems, adult problems. I was really dealing with some sort of disorder. I started seeing a therapist 4 months ago. I made the decision to do that. I was always against it, really didn't want to talk to anyone about it because I've went through my majority of my life. I say that like I've been on this earth for a long time. I'm 28. I've went through my life without receiving that type of help. I just didn't want to do that. My life was just in a constant loop of insanity within myself, and it was bringing me nothing but problems. I really didn't like myself. I didn't like who I was. I was always saying I don't like the phase that I am in my life. So I was pretty hard on myself. And those feelings just progressively got worse in how I would react to them. I'm really bad with self-isolation because the last thing I want to do is burden somebody else with my problems. I didn't want anybody else to worry about me because I'm sitting here and I'm wanting to die in these feelings right now. Why in the world would I want to put somebody else through that? So I would just convince myself to feel on my own, and in a result, I would just lay in bed all day and not want to get up, not want to do anything, kind of just like moping, pouting, not liking life. And you know, that was really hard. I'm in a relationship right now. He's such a beautiful person and I feel so blessed because, I mean, y'all that know me, you know that I haven't really been the best at picking men. Is my mic on? Yeah, I haven't really been the best at picking a partner. I would always go for people that were just as emotional as me, or another case, just completely delusional and abusive. So the type of life that I've lived, well, let me rewind back so we can relate a little bit. My life growing up as a kid, I was in an abusive home. I was always watching my mom and dad argue, and the way that my parents would react to things, I don't think a parent should react the way that they did. They would always react out of anger, aka my dad. My dad had like explosive anger issues. I don't think it's called explosive anger disorder, but it's something like that. So that's just how I grew up, and I was very timid, I was very scared, and more than anything, I wanted out of that home so badly. I was controlled, I could not make choices on my own. I felt like a prisoner in my own home. This is something I've never talked about on my YouTube channel before, mainly because I really don't want anybody calling me up saying, why did you slander me on the internet? Which I get, I'm not trying to slander anyone. You know, being in a home like that, more than anything, I wanted out. And that's exactly what I did. I got out and I moved from Virginia all the way to LA. I went to the other side of the country, people. I got the hell out and said, see you never, goodbye. You know, when I got out, I really thought that that was the end of my problems, that like, whew, you know what? I don't have to deal with it anymore. I'm good. But the thing was, is that I did have to deal with it. I was just sweeping something under the rug, and I was enjoying my independence. Don't get me wrong. I was really enjoying my independence, but I had no sense of self-control or decision-making because nobody had taught me how to do that. So how was I supposed to know to do that? And in return, I got myself into a lot of bad situations. I did some things that I'm not really proud of, and definitely got myself into relationships with people that did not serve me a good purpose. I created more trauma. I just piled that trauma on top of that, and it just became too much for me. So I feel like that's where I'm at right now. Me and my boyfriend, we've been dating for a year now. In the time that we've been dating, there were moments where he saw me like just wake up and cry in the morning as soon as I got up. And for him, like he's in a really good place. He is just so empathetic, he's communicative, and he's prepared himself for me, is what I feel. You know, when he would see me like that, he'd be like, what's wrong? Like, what's made you feel this way? And I didn't want to burden him with it. I'm just like, you won't understand. Like, I don't even understand. I just woke up feeling like this. And when you wake up like that, it's the worst in the mornings. You know, that's the last thing you want to do. I got shit I gotta do. Instead, I'm just sitting here crying and feeling really bad, but can't pinpoint why I'm feeling bad. You know, I did it for a while. He saw me go through that phase for months until he noticed like a pattern and like why I was acting the way that I was acting. And I told him my stories of like my past childhood traumas, and he was starting to piece together like, okay, I'm seeing that this is a lot of like built up issues. So he recommended that, you know, I think maybe you should go talk to someone. And I was just like, no, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to see anybody. And to me, it felt like you're going to put me off on someone else because you don't want to hear it. See, I'm a burden. That was my mindset. I didn't want to see anyone because it was the same feelings of like, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to feel that. I know it's going to be really hard, and I really don't want to bring all these wounds and open them back up. I would rather just focus on my life now. But I'm in this like reoccurring loop of insanity, and nothing is getting better. So how can I expect anything to get better if I don't help myself? I found a therapist, and gosh, I remember our first session. It was absolutely amazing. Like, I had never felt a release as something like that. The deeper that we got, oh hi baby, she knows when I'm feeling a certain way too. Dogs are great. The deeper that we got into the sessions, the more that we would uncover, you know, I'm getting into these deep-rooted issues of why I do the things that I do. So she told me that you have severe anxiety, stress, and PTSD. I knew that I had PTSD. That wasn't really a shocker to me. The first thing I thought of, I was like, I definitely have PTSD definitely from my dad. That really abusive relationship that I was in like 3 or 4 years ago. So that wasn't a shocker to me, but the anxiety and stress, I was like, well, I'm an adult. I'm going through things. I'm dealing with things. Like, doesn't everybody have stress and anxiety? It's just part of life, right? Well, no. I have it severely to the point where it's like affecting me in negative ways that I don't know how to help, and it doesn't have to be like that. And that's what kind of like changed my mind about it. I'm like, it doesn't have to? I mean, like, I don't have to feel this way. I don't know anything but okay, keep going. I want to hear more. Working on this has been like how I'm starting to go to the gym. You know, it takes time to see results in your body the way that you want to. You might not at first. The first 2 weeks you're like, okay, I'm hurting, but I'm not like, my body's not really changing. It's the same thing with your mind, because I still have mess ups too. I still have things that I don't know how to overcome, or just like something that's stressful and I don't really know how to react to it. But it's all about how I'm changing and wanting to change, and I really got to give myself a pat on the back for that, because changing is the first step. Making that move to want to change yourself and realizing that, okay, I need to do it, is the first step. And it's so amazing. So if you're watching this video, I feel like it's for a reason. So I want you to give yourself a pat on the back for wanting to figure out why you are the way that you are. Just know that it's not you. That's not you. That's the way that your brain has been programmed. Okay, let's get into the things that have been helping me. Okay, so as a young adult, I assume like teens and young adults and even like older adults are watching me. You know, we deal with a lot of stresses during the day. You know, you might have like financial stress. I also have financial stress. You might have stress with the way that you talk to yourself. Are you hard on yourself when you do something that maybe you don't think it was the right choice? Are you telling yourself that you're an idiot? I know I did. That's one thing that I really struggled with, was convincing myself that I'm enough. Telling myself that I am enough, that I'm not a failure. I started YouTube 6 years ago. You know, I felt on top of the world. I felt like I was doing really good at my job. The views would say that too, like I had a lot of views on the videos. When I was getting into those really difficult phases of my life, one of them was the abusive relationship that I was in. It was just taking pieces of me away and creating so much insecurity that I felt like I was nothing. And then I would look at the view count of the video and I'm like, wow, these people that I thought watched my videos and loved me, they don't like me. So I convinced myself that you guys didn't like me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for that. And that's why I stopped making videos. I scared my... Hey, y'all. I got a cat and a dog that are learning how to get along over here, okay? So yeah, I convinced myself that you guys didn't like me, so it made me scared to post videos. I didn't want to, because I didn't want to face that fear of the video not being good enough, having, you know, critical people. I love making videos. I let that part of me go that I loved. And I was so mad at myself for it, and I knew that's what I did. You could say I just beat myself up on the inside a lot of the time. I did it a week ago. Like, it's something that I'm still working on, but I had a revelation when I did it a week ago. I had a dream that followed after I did that. It was basically all of my demons in my head telling me that I wasn't good enough, that I am a failure, and all my teeth started to come out too. Complete traumatic situation. I just watched all my teeth fall out. It was difficult. So I woke up from that nightmare and I realized that, like, I don't want to be mean to myself anymore. That was so hard to just listen to. You know, you don't want anybody else being mean to you and saying horrible things to you, so why would you do it to yourself? Yeah, I've really been stepping up that part of myself and, you know, saying out loud words of affirmation. Don't just say them in your head. Say them out loud over and over again. You are in the process of reprogramming your mind. So it's going to take time. It's going to take patience. You're going to have those bad thoughts. You're going to have those negative thoughts come in even when you're saying the good stuff about yourself, because that's what your mind's used to. Don't feel like you failed in that way if, you know, you're getting all those negative thoughts, because it's going to happen. I'm dealing with issues with my dad. I don't really have a relationship with my dad. I did not want to have a relationship with my dad, but also felt that guilt of, you know, he's family, he's my dad. I don't know how to not have a relationship with him, and I want to be able to forgive and get this off my chest, but like, I'm just not ready. So I was just caught between a rock and a hard place. A therapist gave me a lot of exercises with that. She was like, you need to write a note. You don't need to send it to him, but you just need to write out all your feelings. When you end the note, you need to make sure you end it in a way of saying like what you're doing for yourself. I'm doing this for me, and kind of closing it. Creating that closure for yourself. So I did that, and it worked. It made me feel really good until a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. My dad actually, he called me. I haven't talked to him since, like, could have been October. So a few months I haven't talked to my dad, and he started calling me, like aggressively calling me, like one phone call after the other. I think he called me like 5 times and then left a voicemail. And I started to feel that feeling. I'm like, no, I can't deal with this right now. I don't want to deal with this right now. I don't have my therapist. It's a week until my next session. Like, what do I do? You know what I did? I prayed. I prayed to God. I said, God, what do I do? I don't know what to do. Please give me an answer right now. I'm lost. I can't do this alone. I don't know. I don't know what to do. An immediate thought popped into my head, and I said, I'm going to text him. So I texted him, and I sent him this long paragraph about how I'm in therapy, and I feel like I'm overcoming a lot of obstacles in my life, dealing with my childhood trauma. So I think it's best if I don't bring my past into my life right now, and until I get through this anxiety and figure out a way to talk to you, I would much rather handle this situation with care. So I was really trying to be loving and caring, but also like set that boundary. And after I texted him that, he didn't message me back. I didn't get offended that he didn't message me back. And normally I would create a narrative in my mind after me sending that text message, things that he would be saying about me. Instead, I just prayed for him. I prayed for his own clarity, not just with me, but just for like everything. Like, he doesn't have a relationship with my sister either. So, you know, it's a hard, difficult situation, but I pray for him every single day. And I really mean it when I say I hope he gets better. And I really hope that as a family that we can overcome this one day. But for right now, I'm focusing on me and my present and getting better for me so I can be better in the future. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I felt accomplished. Like, I actually am doing the exercises that my therapist is telling me to do. I would have never have done that before. I would have never have said those words before. Like, my thought process is changing. The way that I'm handling situations and the way that I'm reacting to things is changing. I just want you to know that it's so possible. I've been doing this for so long to myself that I really never saw change. I never saw it coming. I never saw that for myself. I was like, I have too much going on. I have too many issues. There's no way. But I promise you, like, it can happen, okay? So therapy is beautiful. Another thing that I want to show you guys that I've been taking is these supplements right here. Okay, let me see. I don't know if they're called Peaceful Spirits. So when I was talking to my therapist, I think it was the second week, she asked me, she was like, would you ever get on antidepressants? Personally, I don't want to get on antidepressants because, like, I want to make sure that my emotion is my emotion. I want to make sure that I'm getting through this and I'm not, like, relying on something. And plus, like, I don't know what's in that stuff. Like, I don't trust, like, pharmaceuticals a majority of the time. So I was like, no, I don't want to. I mean, she was a little on the worried side because, like I said, like, I would get up every day and I would ask God, like, why is this? I don't want to do this anymore. Why do I feel this way? Like, I don't want to do life anymore. I never asked to be here, you know? She said, well, you need to contact this acupuncturist. She's located in Santa Fe, and she has these, like, Chinese medicine herbal vitamins that you can take that are natural, that help with anxiety, stress, insomnia, restlessness, fogginess, which I totally have. Like, I don't know if that's, like, part of my anxiety and stress. It probably is. But, like, sometimes I will forget words, like, while I'm saying them. I'll be like, what's that word? It's such a simple word, too. And it makes me really embarrassed and, like, insecure about having conversations with people. So I've been taking this for, like, over a week now, and I can see the results. I can just see the results, okay? You actually, like, to get them, you have to have, like, a licensed professional, like I said, an acupuncturist. Get them, and this is my last bottle. If y'all know an acupuncturist that maybe could order me some, or if you have, like, another natural supplement that you take that you would like to recommend to me, I'm all ears, honey. I would love to know. I'm all about that. One thing that I do when I'm alone and I feel like I don't really have anyone to talk to, something kind of like sporadically happens with my emotions and I get angry all of a sudden about a story that I think of that happened in my past, I'll have to dump write, okay? Like, my journal is so important to me. There's so much in this, so much emotion in this. I might have to burn it after I'm done with it because it holds a lot of shit. If I don't want to, like, kind of bring somebody into the equation and I feel like maybe I can handle it myself, I'll just start dump writing. And it is seriously so good. Like, just like you know, that man was mean to me at the store and I just, you know, yeah, maybe not that, but. And I like to dump write also after meditation. So meditation and prayer, I'm like kind of coupling them together as one. So meditation has been another thing that has helped me so much. I've been doing it for 2 years, and I've got to the point where I can meditate for like 30 minutes. When I first started doing it, it was really hard because you're gonna have so many thoughts into your mind while you're doing it. Listen, it's so helpful because you're quietening your mind out. Did I say that right? Quietening. You're quietening, quack. I don't know. You're silencing your mind. It's, again, another exercise to do. You have to exercise your mind like that, and it's going to bring you so much peace. I also stopped smoking weed. I thought smoking weed was really helping me with my anxiety. I thought that it was like mellowing me out. And yeah, in some situations, it was mellowing me out. But I feel like it's created more anxiety. I started smoking habitually 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now, with my ex-boyfriend. He was like a smoker. He was a dabber, like smoking dabs in the morning. So I just started with him, and I've quit cold turkey. Like, I'm not interested in doing it right now. I think my body's going through a cleanse. But I'll tell y'all about what happened. I had the worst anxiety attack when I smoked I think it was like 2 weeks ago. See, a lot has happened in two weeks. A lot has happened. I had like the worst, like I thought I was dying. I thought I was gonna die. It was crazy. So cleansing myself of that. Well, I'm a creative person. I feel like that's how I express myself, and this is why I love making videos. I also love talking and just like sharing things. I might be an oversharer. I might be just like your best friend down the street. I don't know. But I love creating, and that's one thing that I felt was like being taken away from me from all this anxiety. Is like I lost motivation to even do that. I was creating like all these fear, how do you say monger? I don't even know if I'm saying a word right now. I was creating all these fears in my head about why I shouldn't. Yeah, I got this book. I got this book, and it's called Your Brightest Life, and on the first page, like, it asks you to just make it messy, start scribbling on it, write whatever you want, and it's really supposed to like get you to your creative self again in different types of exercises. Love that for my creative side. So if any of y'all are like dealing with that with your creative side, I definitely recommend getting this book. I got it from Amazon. So 2 audiobooks that I have been listening to right now. I'm gonna give you the first one. This one changed the way that I thought, like my whole entire thought process. It's called The Law of Attraction, and it's by Esther Hicks and Jerry Hicks. My friend Isabella recommended it to me, and let me just say, like, this is the best thing that I've ever listened to. Like, if you want this positive encouragement, it just feels so magical when you listen to it, and it gives you hope that like anything is possible. So listening to that while I'm possibly like going through an episode, it made me feel so much better in how to retrain my brain. And the one that I'm listening to now is called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Joe Dispenza. I think I said that right. I have another one of his books called Becoming Supernatural, and it's really good. I love that book. It's just like talking about emotions and like explaining them more in detail. This is more of like a neuroscience type of read. So if you're into that sort of thing, I definitely recommend it. I'm on chapter 2 of Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, and I can't stop listening to it. Last thing that I want to say that I've been doing for myself, and I know like this isn't for a lot of people, and it took me a while to get used to it, but I have finally started going to the gym. I've always said I want to make my body better. I want to get better at like my nutrition and my eating habits. I've been going to the gym for a year, and when I first started, it was like I wasn't really feeling good, so I feel like that kind of influenced me not wanting to really go to the gym. So now I'm in such a better, happier place. I got a program that I'm following, and I'm on week 3 now, and I am already seeing results in the way that I feel. And honey, I'm getting a butt. Like, I want to show y'all, but also we got men on here, and I ain't trying to show the men. But it's really changing the way that I feel, and I'm starting, me and Jesse both, we're getting up early in the morning. We're trying to wake up at like 7, and we're eventually going to start waking up at 5 a.m. I believe that we can do it, and we're going to start going to the gym And I'm creating structure in my life. That's another thing that's really helping me. I had absolutely no structure before, and I felt so lazy during the day, and I felt absolutely fatigued and just did not want to do anything. So I feel like this structure that I'm creating with waking up, going to the gym, coming home, eating, and then meditating, it's becoming like a routine, but like such a healthy routine. And I hope to start filming more videos like this and incorporating that into my routine. Yeah, I have been talking nonstop for 20 minutes. I think that's all I have for you guys. I hope that we can go on this journey together. If you're ready to make a change, you can even like talk to me in depth if you want to. You know, you can message me on Instagram. Don't email me, that's for my business. But you can definitely message me on Instagram, okay? I love you guys so much. You mean the world to me, and I'm really happy that I could let all this out and tell you what's been going on. It felt really good. So, I love you guys. Bye!